Hello all, this is Neil McGurk, Division Disaster Director for Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, and I wanted to provide you with a quick briefing on where we currently stand in regards to the heavy rain and severe weather that's forecasted to impact the state of Texas over the next several days. It's currently around 12:30 on April 17th, and so this is where we currently are standing. So I've got the Storm Prediction Center screen pulled up here. And this shows that we already are starting to have rain move through parts of the northern part of the state, with some additional storms starting to form down south. This image here shows that we have a slight chance for severe weather this afternoon over portions from Waco down to San Antonio, Austin, down to a little bit north of the Del Rio area. And so on this, we can click over here onto exactly the hazards that we face from the severe weather perspective. We can see that the main hazard the main hazard will likely be straight line winds. There is a very small tornado chance, still exists, but the main threat looks to be hail and wind from any severe storms that do happen to form in this area of the state. I'm going to back up here and show our hazards that we have at face. Right now, within the state of Texas, over a large portion of the central state, we do have a flash flood watch that has been issued that will be carried forth for a variety of number of hours and into tomorrow for a majority of the state. I do expect that flash flood watch to be extended a little bit further south into the Houston area, potentially as the storm system evolves and moves closer towards that area. We do have the storms that are already up around the Waco area and into the North Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth area, and some heavy rain a little bit south of Interstate 20 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area has led to several flash flood warnings within those counties. At this point, we have no reports of residential flooding, and we do not have significant flooding within the river system within the state. But as I'm going to show you on this next screen here, this is the forecasted additional rainfall that we are expected to receive. And so while it's starting to rain now, the bulk of the precipitation and the heaviest rain is not expected to begin until Sunday night through Monday and then through Tuesday. So on this map that represents that the forecasted heaviest rain is expected to occur basically from around the areas of Austin, San Antonio to Houston, up to Bryan College Station. So it forms a nice triangle within that area, of those areas between the Central Texas area, the Houston area, and then up towards Bryan College Station, those areas. So that's where we do have the potential for 8 to 10 inches of rain across an area with isolated pockets over a foot of rain over the next 2 days within those areas. So this obviously leads to concerns regarding flash flooding, but also river flooding as well. So I'm going to show you on the next screen here our image of the River Forecasting Office. So this is the River Forecasting Center. And what we see here are river gauges from rivers and reservoirs around the state. Now, I've already pre-zoomed in on the Austin, San Antonio area. So green is good. Green means that those rivers and reservoirs are not currently at flood stage. We go from no flooding to near flood stage, minor flooding, moderate flooding, and major flooding. So again, the rainfall has not really started to pick up in this area in significant amounts, and so I do expect these gauges to start changing color as more rainfall starts to fall over the area. But the reason this is such a good and valuable tool, because it not only allows you to monitor what is currently happening, it also will give you predictions on what potentially could happen if they're going to issue forecasts, but also some information on when the river reaches a certain amount, what kind of impacts could be seen within that community. So I'm going to click here on the Colorado River and pull up what we currently are seeing. So right now the Colorado River near Smithville is currently not at flood stage. It's currently at 3 feet. But what we can see here is flood stage, action stage is 10 feet, flood stage 20 feet, moderate flood stage 23 feet, and then major flood stage is 28 feet. It also gives you examples on historic crests and then recent crests as well. So, and then down here, as you go down to flood impacts and photos, it will give you an idea of when the water gets at a certain level. These are the types of impacts that can be seen within that community. So Major flood stage occurs at 28 feet. So at 28 feet, major flooding inundates homes 5 miles upstream in the Hidden Valley Estates and in a number of other communities as well. And so if we know that there is the forecast and there's for a significant amount of rainfall in this area, and the River Forecasting Office issues a prediction, which generally if there's not a rain moving into the area, they're not going to issue a prediction. So they have not yet issued a prediction for the Colorado River. Again, that'll happen after more rain starts to fall and they'll have a better idea of how much rainfall is occurring in that area or upstream. And they'll be able to issue a prediction for how high the water is going to get. So in this circumstance, again, there's no prediction, but if we are watching this and monitoring this gauge, we should be able to see if the water starts to get up to 23, 25 feet, we can then start taking some of those proactive actions to be able to reach out to emergency management, plan for sheltering, plan for people to be affected as the potential for home and residential flooding rises within the Colorado River. So again, there is not the threat along the Colorado River right now, but we could see this threat increase if we get a significant amount of rainfall within the basin that feeds into the Colorado River. The main areas of concern for the river flooding are really, again, areas from Austin, San Antonio, Bryan, down to Houston. So really in this area that I'm circling here with my cursor, these are the areas we have the biggest concern because, again, this is the area where we are forecasted to have that 8 to 10 inches of rain with isolated pockets over 12 inches. But again, no one within any part of the watch area should let their guard down because, again, we don't know exactly where the rain is going to fall. We have predictions based on computer models, but that may not hold out. So in the email that included this link to this video, I have also included links to these websites so you can monitor the water forecasting, the River Forecasting Office, the Storm Prediction Center, and the National Weather Service. Again, it really helps everyone keep an eye on what's going on, and you can keep up to date with where the hazards are and what's happening within the communities that you cover and that you serve. Also included is a video, a quick reminder video for our shelter managers that I encourage you to send out to anyone who has the potential to be involved in sheltering. If you do have to open up shelters within your community, I encourage you to send that shelter video to them as a quick reminder of some of the hot topics within sheltering before they have to open one of those facilities. So the next briefing will be issued tomorrow afternoon. That'll be Monday afternoon on the 18th. And thank you all very much.